Today on FSI, we are breaking down the Las Vegas Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from a betting perspective. Now, I've done all the film research, he's done the analytics. I'm your host, Tom Cross, and to my right is our analytics expert, Stephen Fu.
Thanks for tuning in this week. The Bucs are on the road as a 4-point favorite. They're minus 190 on the money line, and the Raiders, they're plus 170.
I was actually a little bit shocked by the spread when I saw it. I rate this game as the Bucs minus 5.5. So 4 was a little bit low, and I actually saw some 3s out there. But with Trent Brown on COVID-19 watch list now, I expect that spread to go up to about 6 or 7 by game time.
The Bucs had a big rebound game against the Packers, finishing with 38 points and holding the Packers to just 10 points on offense. The Raiders, they will be off a bye week, however. They did have an impressive win against KC the previous week.
Quarterback Derek Carr is playing some great football. What you saw against Kansas City was him finally unleash the deep ball to Ruggs and Aguilar. But he did throw an interception that did give the Kansas City Chiefs a significant advantage in the first quarter. So overall, I rate him as a B+.
Even though the Bucs had 38 points, Tom Brady didn't play that well last week. He only had 160 passing yards, but managed to get 2 touchdowns in that game. His throwing efficiency is pretty bad as well. This will be back-to-back weeks he's thrown for only 6 yards per pass.
Bad news for the Las Vegas Raiders. Offensive lineman Trent Brown has caught COVID-19, and none of the offensive linemen are practicing this week. Now, on top of that, Tampa probably played its best game as far as their defensive line goes. They got to Aaron Rodgers 27% of the time, and that was against an elite Green Bay offensive line. So I got to give a slight advantage to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here.
The defensive line has been struggling to apply pressure this year. They only have 7 sacks through the entire season. But the Bucs offensive line, they've been playing very well. They didn't give up a single sack last week, so the advantage here goes to the Bucs.
Now, for the Oakland Raiders, their key factor is Henry Ruggs because he really stretches out that defense. They got to put his safety over top to cover him on the long ball, and you saw what happens when you don't do that. Kansas City got burnt twice. But the one thing that I noticed is that the Raiders, they don't have a true number 1 wide receiver. So that's a problem when you're playing Tampa Bay, who could have picked off Aaron Rodgers 4 times, but got 2 picks, and both of them were practically to the house. I got to give an advantage to Tampa Bay here because the Raiders, they still don't have a true number 1 wide receiver.
The wideouts for Tampa is finally all healthy. Chris Godwin returns last week after missing several weeks because of a hamstring injury. Gronk is also starting to find his groove and he's solidifying that number 1 position for tight end. And Tampa, they're very dangerous when they have all 3 weapons healthy. And with the Raiders' pass defense, they currently rank 25th in yards given up.
Now the Raiders, they're not very good at running the ball. I would say they're just a slightly above average. They did play very well against Kansas City, running 17 out of 34 effective plays, which is great. I actually got an A- on that effort. But Tampa Bay, those linebackers, they stuffed the run, and they also cut down all the screens. I got to give an advantage to Tampa Bay here. They should be able to shut down the Raiders' run game.
Ronald Jones is starting to find his stride on offense. This will be his 3rd straight game with over 100 yards. And he also had 2 rushing touchdowns last week too. The Raiders, their defense is not playing very well. They've given up 4.8 yards per rush. And I don't think they can stop Ronald Jones this week. Offensive tackle Trent Brown just got placed on a COVID reserve list. And the Raiders also sent home the remaining offensive line due to close contact with him. This alone should disrupt the whole week of practice for the offense, so I'm taking the Bucs here. I think it's a smart play by now to -3 points.
I got to take the Tampa Bay Bucks. Number one, the Raiders' defensive line does not apply pressure very well, so Brady, he's going to have all day to throw. And number two, Derek Carr, he struggles under pressure. He's good for an interception or a fumble, and I think that's exactly what you're going to see on Sunday night. So I got to buy the point down to 3 and take Tampa Bay, but don't be afraid to take a money line as well. Now remember, we can't predict injuries or the weather, so make sure you follow our Twitter for our official moves. We're 11-2 on there, and we are killing the sports book. But that does it for us. Do me a favor and smash that like button and subscribe. Tell us who you can be taking in the comments below.
We don't care about favorite teams here. Our focus is on making you money. Follow our social media on Twitter, Instagram, or our webpage. The links are below.